Good evening to all and welcome to the session, the Hindu Editorial Analysis for Proficiency in English. Yesterday I could not take the session because of a technical glitch, and today I would like to have the feedback before I go to the editorial analysis. I'll wait for a few minutes. I'll wait for your feedback. Is the audio clear? First question. Is audio clear? And the second question is a video clear? Audio and video, you have to respond. First, you answer my question. No one has answered my question. Everything is clear. Good. Today, actually, it is not today's editorial, yesterday's editorial. Someone asked, is it about Nobel Prize or sports? It is not about Nobel Prize winners. It is not about the World Cup. It is about yesterday's editorial. Thanks for the feedback. Two reasons. One reason, I had to spend a lot of time on the technical issue. Second, I have a sore throat and I could not allot time to work on today's editorials. Only for today, you have to bear with it. Otherwise, from tomorrow, as usual, you're going to have same day editorial. I hope it's okay for you guys. And this is all about monsoon. The tone of the editorial is informative and concerned. It provides factual information about India's recent monsoon patterns, the impacts of climate phenomena like El Nino and La Nina, and the resulting consequences for different regions of the country. The article also emphasizes a need for better infrastructure to deal with erratic monsoon and forecasting models to deal with unpredictable nature of the monsoon and the wider challenges posed by the global climate change. One more reason why I had to bring this editorial in bank exams in SSC also, quite often they have given many a time passage related to monsoon, passage related to monsoon, and also climate change. So I thought, thank you very much. Thank you for understanding. So when it comes to monsoon or climate change, this editorial provides you with the contextual awareness. And do remember, any editorial that deals with who is this? Sai, not a good question, Sai Kumar. A lot of students watching my Hindu editorial analysis videos, they got many bank exams, they got SBI PO also. Not from my Hyderabad, from other places, not being my students. Just by watching the Hindu editorial analysis, they could get SBI PO. Now it goes without saying they are useful. This is not a question I expect. If you have been following for so many months, I don't think this question you have to ask this question. They are extremely important and relevant also. That's why I bring. Otherwise, why should I spend 3 4 hours every day to enrich your knowledge if they're not important from bank exams point of view? What purpose will they serve? Not expected question. I still have a bad throat, Ganesh. Chandu Sai, I hope you got it. Not an expected question. You should know how to use it. That is important. I have been telling why are these important. Bank exams, you come across the same vocabulary, you come across the same context, you come across the same effective English. Obviously, when you follow the editorials for 6 months, In the exam, almost all the questions look familiar, and within no time, you will be able to answer. You will be able to answer many questions with a broad smile. I hope it's clear. I don't want to spend more time on that. So, coming to monsoon, climate change, whenever you want to think of the moment you see, oh, it is about monsoon, you have to think of the mind map. What are the areas they're going to touch? Obviously, they will talk about this year, 2023 monsoon, and whether normal, above normal, below normal, and they talk about the factors, and they talk about obviously the sources, southwest, northeast, and also they talk about the specific areas, the north, the south, east, west, and they talk about the impact. What is the impact of the monsoon or erratic monsoon? Then they talk about what measures have to be taken by the government. And in this context, there are two dimensions. One, the editorial opines they have to work on infrastructure, drought, dry spell, all these. So lexical terms also you have to recollect. And then you have to think of word combinations. Besides, you have to think of contextual awareness only for a few seconds. Now there is no problem. A few seconds. And you have to think of the context. Based on that, you have to think of the questions. What could be the possible questions? The possible questions, obviously, data. They may ask questions based on the data, based on the factors responsible for erratic monsoon and the impact, all these. So easy to guess. Once you have this awareness, you can easily follow in the exam. If at all there's an essay, you can easily comprehend and answer all the questions. You can get 10 questions, 10 marks, 8 questions, 8 marks. How does it start? Capturing the monsoon, capture. Capture, one meaning, part of speech capture, obviously it is a verb, it's a regular verb, capture. One meaning, it means to record accurately. That is one meaning. And another meaning, to take control of, to take control of. Sometimes using force, take control of. You have to recollect the related idioms, rain, cats and dogs, rain in torrents. Capturing the monsoon. They have also given capturing the rains, its variance and the message. Variance, message. That's Satish. Glad to know that. Wonderful. Here, I think we should not spend more time on that question, Satish. Thanks for that. At the same time, let us ignore that question. I've spent a few minutes. That is more than enough, in fact. Coming to variance means a quality of being. Variance, part of speech, noun. Quality of being different, being different, variant, variation, being different. It's variance and the message, but you may not understand based on that. What is the main idea of this editorial? India needs all weather insurance against vagaries of global climate. There's one important word, but we come across the same word every time there's a word, there's an editorial related to monsoon, and we come across the word vagaries. Vagaries, obviously, noun. Unpredictable behavior, unpredictable behavior, or sudden change. Inexplicable, another important word, inexplicable behavior. And here, of global climate. All weather insurance, better word would have been all weather insulation. Insulation, if you talk to an electrician, he or she will use a word, usually he, insulation tape. But insulation means protection, protect, protection. All weather protection or all weather insulation, better word. Now it has to talk about what exactly happened this year, coming to monsoon. For the first time, whenever we use ordinal numbers, We have to use a definite article the. For the first time since 2018, whenever we come across two prepositions, they can be conjunctions also, we have to think of two tenses. One present perfect tense, the other present perfect continuous tense. Since 2018, India has reported present perfect tense, a deficit monsoon. The sentence starts with negative information. What is it? For the first time since 2018, India has reported a deficit monsoon. Deficit means what? Shortage. Deficit, part of speech, adjective. Shortage. But do remember a typical combination of the word deficit. At the time of budget presentation, they use deficit budget. Lack, dearth, scarcity. Wonderful. Who is that? Anusha. I appreciate that. Deficit monsoon. And usually, writers, what they do, they make a statement, they try to substantiate. Means they have to provide information or statistical data. From June to September this year, India received 82 centimeters of rainfall, nearly 6% lower than the 89 centimeters that is considered normal. So the sentence says normal rainfall is 89 centimeters, but this year, from June to September, India has received 82 centimeters. So what is the deficit? It is 6% lower than normal. Beginning April, more information. Beginning April, there were enough indications. And here you got to be smart learners. Casual listening, sheer waste of time. Here, every word, the moment you see a particular word, you feel it is important from the exam point of view, you have to recollect and consolidate. Answer my question. The word enough is, which part of speech is it? I want you guys to answer this question. There were enough indications, past tense, but enough. Very good. Who is that? Again, Anusha, then Nagesh. Here, it could be an adjective, it could be an adverb, but it is not important as an adjective, it is important as an adverb. Why is it important? In many exams I've given, if I say I have enough money, that is an adjective, not at all important. But if I say she is enough intelligent to solve that problem, is this right or wrong? Please answer my question. She is enough intelligent to solve that problem. Wrong. We have to say she is intelligent enough. What is the correct expression? Intelligent enough to solve that problem. Then what happens? Intelligent adjective. And here enough is an adverb. As an adverb, it comes after an adjective. This is important from the exam point of view. Many exams are given questions based on combinations like enough big, big enough intelligent, intelligent enough, enough rich, rich enough. That you have to recollect. Beginning April, there were enough indications that the monsoon would be subdued. Subdue means part of speech, a regular verb. It means control, subdue, to bring down. You can also say bring down, reduce, to reduce something negative. That the monsoon would be subdued with El Nino on the horizon. This is again an important word we have got many a time. Part of speech, noun. What does it mean? When you go to an open area and you look at far away from you, you just stare. Then you see a point where you feel the sky and the earth meet. That point is called horizon. I'm sure you all know that. Part of speech, noun, on the horizon. This cyclical warming, what is this El Nino? It talks about that. This cyclical warming of the central and eastern Pacific Ocean usually corresponds to a decline in rainfall over India, particularly the northwest. There is a phenomenon, El Nino, and where does it happen? It's cyclic in nature. Means it happens once in 5 years or 10 years. Cyclic warming of the central and eastern Pacific Ocean. Generally, we tell students when you come across when you use oceans, seas, rivers, you have to use a definite article the. Here you have to say the Pacific Ocean. This is a rule we say. Now, some students who are very sharp, they ask the question, sir, here we don't see the. How come? You have to always look at the context, how the word has been used. Here it is not in isolation. If I say Pacific Ocean is very deep, then it is wrong. I have to say the Pacific Ocean is very deep. But here, this cyclic warming of the Central and Eastern Pacific Ocean. Nothing here. You don't have to use the word the. Already used the Central and Eastern Pacific Ocean. Before positions, also we have to use a definite article the. The Central and Eastern Pacific Ocean usually corresponds to a decline. Decline we have got so many times, part of speech verb, and it has two different meanings. One is to refuse. Second, to go down in quality, number, standards, declining numbers. She declined the offer. She refused the offer. Decline in rainfall over India, particularly the Northwest. Now he talks about what happened between 2019 and 2022. Positive. Between 2019 and 2022, the Indian monsoon was significantly impacted by the converse phenomenon. Converse means what? Part of speech, obviously, adjective, opposite. El Nino, negative impact, and La Nina, positive impact. So, converse phenomenon. A cooling, that is warming, this is cooling, opposite. La Nina, that sometimes is associated with above normal rainfall. That is decline in rainfall, this is above normal rainfall. So 19 to 2022, positive because of a particular phenomenon. Which one is that? Cooling La Nina, that sometimes is associated with above normal rainfall. By those metrics, here metrics part of speech noun. What does it mean? It deals with the numbers related to a particular system or a particular activity. By those metrics, the expectations of a normal monsoon in 2023 were muted. Expectations were muted. A new expression, normal monsoon in 2023 were muted. We have got this word many a time, mute. Part of speech, verb. It has two different meanings. One meaning, silent, mute H, silent H. Another one, refrain from speaking. In this context, refrain from speaking. Temporarily speechless. Data, you can also say data. However, contrasting word, the experience here, whatever you see underlined, important from the exam grammar point of view, do remember. However, the experience of the monsoon this year was far from the ordinary, not ordinary, far from the ordinary, important phrase. About nine, again to substantiate. First, the writer makes a statement. However, the experience of the monsoon this year was far from the ordinary. How was it far from the ordinary? The writer has to substantiate. To substantiate, the writer has to provide data. About 9% of the country received excess rainfall, with 18% getting deficient, and the rest of the country normal rainfall. Here we have three categories: 9%, 18%, and remaining whatever. 9% excess, 18% deficient or deficit, and remaining normal. It talks about that. While and what happened this year related to monsoon? While on one hand, underlined important from grammar point of view, do remember. While on one hand, August the second most important monsoon month. If you take monsoon, usually you have north, south, west, east. We have southwest monsoon and we have northeast monsoon, which is also known as retreating monsoon. The editorial talks about both. And usually, southwest monsoon, the peak months are July and August, especially August. supposed to be the month where we get a lot of rainfall. While on one hand, August, the second most important monsoon month, posted a third less than its normal, a third less than its normal. Several states in North India, which were expecting minimal rainfall, not they were expecting minimal rainfall, were deluged, contrary to expectation, were deluged, past tense, passive voice, but deluge means what? Flood, flooded as a verb, as a noun, floods. Following multiple episodes of record rainfall. Again, to substantiate, July, for instance, saw exceptionally heavy rainfall in Chandigarh, Haryana, and Himachal Pradesh, resulting in floods and landslides. Whenever we come across, today also, I think I was watching TV, heavy rainfall, Sikkim, because of that, landslides and floods. Floods and landslides. Landslides, chunks of earth come down over the slope. Then we say landslide. Floods, you all know. Deluge also means as a noun, floods. Several cities were left grappling with serious flooding over several days. Were left grappling. Again, an important grammar expression, past. Serious flooding over several days. Himachal Pradesh in August, something went wrong here, I suppose. No, cloudbursts were reported in Himachal Pradesh in August. It talks about cloudbursts were reported, past tense, passive voice, in Himachal Pradesh in August. It is worthwhile to note another important expression underlined here, that these episodes of intense rain, why intense rains in the north, not expected, contrary to expectation. Now the writer provides a reason for unexpected heavy rains in the north. It is worthwhile to note here that these episodes of intense rain were due to so-called western disturbances that are extratropical storms from the Mediterranean region. Third factor, one is El Nino, the other is La Nina, and the third factor, western disturbances that are extratropical storms from the Mediterranean region. They caused heavy rains in the northern those states. And normally not expected to play a major part in the monsoon. Usually they don't have a role to play, but this year they have played a substantial role. Thus, these are fingerprints of the wide ranging impacts of anthropogenic warming. This is something very important, and you have to. Darjeeling too. Yes, Tapa, I saw the news. Uh, Heavy rains in Sikkim, and many roads got washed away. Floods also. Scary situation. 23 soldiers missing. Anthropogenic, part of speech adjective, an important word. Today, whenever we talk about climate change, environmental degradation, pollution, all these, invariably we come across anthropogenic, the word, adjective, means what? Caused by humans, because of human activities. Anthropo means human. Because of the activities of humans are caused by humans, anthropogenic warming, greenhouse gases, climate change, all these. Now, coming to the second part of the editorial, at the other end, an important phrase of the spectrum. Spectrum has many meanings. In this context, spectrum noun means a range. At the other end of the spectrum were drought like conditions. One side we have north floods, deluge, south drought, drought like conditions. You should also think of the expression dry spell, drought like conditions in Maharashtra. Extreme water stress was also reported out of Chhattisgarh, Bihar, and Karnataka, where in the case of Karnataka, matters came to a head, means a standstill. There was a bone of contention or apple of discord with neighboring Tamil Nadu over the sharing of water from the Kaveri River. I've done the editorial once or twice. The India Meteorological Department has also forecast. This is an important word, forecast. You may ask, sir, why is it important? Listen very carefully. Exam point of view, they do ask questions based on common errors. One of the common errors, if you take verbs like cast, cost, forecast, broadcast, hurt, they have the same form: present, past, past participle. Here we should not say many exams have given forecasted, wrong, broadcasted, wrong, costed, wrong. You got to remember all the five: cast, cost, forecast, broadcast, hurt. Here the sentence isn't present perfect. In the exam, they may give the India Meteorological Department has also forecasted a normal northeast monsoon from October. Then it is not correct. Forecast from October to December and normal to above normal rainfall over large parts of northwest India and south peninsular India. Predictions. The signs are there of increased rains in several parts of South India. That is again a prediction. This is an important expression. The spatial and temporal variance differences. Spatial related to space, you can easily understand, but temporal part of speech adjective, what does it mean? It has two different meanings. One related to time. Second, it also means a secular. One is related to time, the other one secular. Temporal variance of the monsoon reiterates, strengthens the need to invest more resilient, fight back infrastructure that can be all weather insurance against the increasingly unpredictable vagaries of the global climate. Main idea is being reiterated here. How does the editorial end? The pattern in recent years is to improve forecast models that are better able to warn of significant changes in weather a week or two ahead than having approaches that fail to capture the dynamics of the Indian monsoon. Now, usually what happens, predictions, they always predict based on certain forecast models and they may not come true. Sometimes they come true, sometimes they don't come true. Based on that, a lengthy sentence says they should have better forecast models, improved forecast models that are better able to warn of significant changes in weather a week or two ahead before than having approaches that fail to capture the dynamics, means the forces of the Indian monsoon. For that, what is required? More money and expertise should be directed towards this. To have better forecast models, to have better infrastructure, more money is required and more expertise, better expertise is required. And these two should be directed towards this. It ends on that note. Please go to questions based on comprehension skill, based on this editorial. Obviously, any editorial based on monsoon in the exam, also a passage, you can expect similar questions. Do remember, and when you work here in the exam becomes easy. What are the Western disturbances mentioned in the article or the editorial? Western disturbances. Extra tropical storms from the Pacific Ocean? No. Extra tropical storms from the Indian Ocean? No. Extra tropical storms from the Mediterranean region? Answer is the third option, C. No, 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 no. C is the answer. Extra tropical storms from the Mediterranean region. Which Indian states faced drought like conditions in 2023? What is the answer? Second one. To B. Pandu says first one, then Anusha. Let others also respond. Answer is B. Maharashtra and Chhattisgarh. They also mentioned Karnataka. Now let us go to question number 3. What did the India Meteorological Department forecast for the northeast monsoon from October to December? Above normal rainfall, below normal rainfall, no rainfall. Take the extreme. Mention the question number and your answer. Option. Above normal rainfall. That is right. No, no, no. Above normal. For the northeast monsoon for October to December. It is above normal. Normal and above normal. But better above normal. What is the main message of the article regarding India's monsoon patterns? India's monsoon is becoming more predictable. India's monsoon is unaffected by climate change. India needs better infrastructure to cope with monsoon variability. India's monsoon is becoming less variable. Easy to answer. Fag end of the editorial, it talks about the same. India needs better infrastructure, better expertise, more money to cope with monsoon variability. What is the suggested solution to address the challenges posed by the changing monsoon patterns? Reduce greenhouse gas emissions, not in this context. Invest in more resilient infrastructure. Rely on traditional weather forecasting methods. Ignore the impacts of climate change. So, what is the answer here? Invest in more resilient infrastructure. You all should have resilient nature. What does it mean? You should have resilient nature. I'm sure you all have. Resilient nature means imagine you face a lot of problems while preparing for competitive exams. You face all those problems, you withstand, you emerge victorious, then you have the resilient nature without giving up, without giving in. Yes, yes, I do, Manasa. I thought of doing that editorial as well, but I have given the reasons. I have already given the reasons. Ready to face any hardship. Wonderful. These are the words you got the other day. Please, you have to write the part of speech. Take the meaning based on the context. Just treatment, just perfect. You can think of words like fair, perfect, correct. You can say that also. Brutality, noun. Brutality, savage, cruel. Very good. Those two words I expect. Cruel, violent, savage. Yes. Cold bloodedness. Dagesh. Reinforce a regular verb. I use regularly. Strengthen, fortify, bolster. Wonderful. I appreciate that. Barbarous, savage, cruel. Good. Paradigm shift. Part of speech, adjective. A model, a typical model, a typical example. But I gave one important word. Based on that, you have to recollect that word. Epitome. Very good. Naidu. I appreciate. Impeccable, flawless. Jurisprudence, part of speech, noun. Within, usually it means legal system, but if you take a collector, district collector, he has his jurisprudence within his jurisprudence. Outside that, he does not have a role to play. It also talks about no problem, no problem. Better late than never. Idyllic, part of speech, adjective. A legal system, you can say ideal, perfect, picturesque. Descend again, part of speech, verb. but you have to remember the word combination. Descended upon the village. That you have to register. Police, revenue officials, and others descended upon the village. Means they surrounded the village. They went to the village together. Blissful for what? First, you write the meaning of fell. Fell part of speech, I'll write here verb. What are the forms? Fell, felled, felled. Means what? To cut. Usually cut what? Trees. Pipe or channel. Channel to provide something. Hoarding. It can be a verb, it can be a noun. Basically, it is a verb. And you're talking about TV9 or which channel? Here, hoarding as a noun, advertisement board. And billboard is American English, hoarding British English. Hoard means to store illegally. Yes, hide something illegally. Wonderful. Atrocities, noun. Atrocities takes a preposition against. Atrocities against, yes, impunity, noun. Exemption, exemption from punishment or legal dimensions. Providing a channel for smugglers, exactly. Intentionally hidden, yes, Nagendrama. Illegally stored, billboard, wonderful. I appreciate. All the words are at your fingertips. That is something highly appreciable. Within no time, you are responding. Exonerate. Why exonerate? Scot free. Exonerate. Stop blaming someone and go scot free. Make someone a scapegoat. Very good. Not exempted from punishment. Impunity. Pivotal. Important. Part of speech adjective. Yesterday I was to do about 4 sessions. Unfortunately, technical issue I could not. Today I may one more session, but let us see how it goes. I'll watch this. Everything perfect, then I may come up with exam topics session. If not today, from tomorrow you're going to have regularly. That's all for today. Thanks for being with me till the fag end of the session. Do remember to subscribe and share. Thank you very much. Keep responding.